Okay, boys, girls, and people from Wisconsin, strap in. This is about to get serious.
It's over, I'm circling these vouchers, got me praying and this hunger, I'm feeling something rotten, last time I...
So yeah, Sweetener's here, and I'm sort of at a loss of words as to where to begin with this review. Luckily, that's why I have a document pulled up that has everything I'm about to say in this very video. Whoa, wow, wow. Hoarse throat, alright. So the most interesting thing to note about this album is that Ari certainly switched it up this time around. This record features production credits from Mr. Happy himself, Pharrell Williams, and also your boy Max Martin, both big name producers. But did they deliver a big name project though with Sweetener? We gon' find out. Well, here's the thing. Ariana Grande has always been one of those artists where I feel like her music could be a lot better than it actually is. She could be making like really outstanding, great pop music when she just kind of doesn't. The fact of the matter is all of her music is incredibly influenced by the label, giving it this really commercialized sound. Which I know, she's a huge star, she can't help that, she has to have easily marketable music. But man, she has easily one of the most talented and melodious voices of any pop singer in the mainstream right now. So it really kills me that her music isn't better than it actually is. There's just something, I can't even put my finger on it, I can't even just touch it, but something about Ari just doesn't quite hit home. So yeah, this album more or less feels like Ariana's attempt to fit in instead of stand out. Considering that pop has lost much of its relevance due to the fact that a lot of the pop in the mainstream this year was very boring and forgettable. In this album, there's a lot of sing-rapping that tries to appeal to both pop and rap audiences. There's a lot of trap beats, artificial-sounding production. Despite my general distaste for this style of production and the choice to cheapen down your production just to get more units and be more marketable, still, it's Ariana Grande, so how bad could it be? So yeah, overall, how was this album? Well, it's... meh. So let's start with Ariana. She still manages to impress me on this project. I was very shook by a lot of her vocal performances. She still sounds excellent. Some of her best vocals yet even on some of these songs. Like some really like heartstringingly strong moments. Mainly on the singles, but on other tracks too, such as Every Time. I really enjoyed the vocals on the track. Pretty pumped. So yes, I am happy to say Ariana really steals the show on this record. In general, she sounds great. However, maybe she sounded too great that the producers tried to rely on her for pretty much all of the melody. Although she's very melodic, many of these beats sadly aren't. There isn't really any terrible songs here. There's this really samey, generic feel to a lot of these beats and sounds that is so unfortunate. Take the song Blazed, for example. Sure, the beat is catchy, but the only actual instrumental melody comes from these really stiff grooves in the beat, and I'm just like, no, Ariana, you could be doing so much better than this. Wait, I can't really blame Ariana for that, but I can definitely say her producers really let her down with this track and really most of this album. Another track I don't really like is the title track, Sweetener. The beat is generally colorless, which is a kind of a trend on this album, unfortunately. But this track also comes with another problem. That hook, it's so annoying. The get it, twist it, bop it. No, I'm kidding. But that hook is so annoying. What it really sounds like to me is Ari's trying to be just some freaking rap star. And I'm just like, no. We already have way too many rappers in this scene right now, especially in the mainstream. We do not need any more rappers. There's just an oversaturation of this sound in the mainstream that this record, the fact that it sounds like a lot of stuff in the mainstream, it doesn't really surprise you or give you anything new here, despite people calling it, you know, Ariana's new sound. This isn't really much of a new sound here. This just sounds like everything else in the mainstream. And because of that, the record is very predictable and doesn't really evolve or get much instrumental color to it. It sounds very cheap. And then there's the track Borderline with Missy Elliott. And yeah, Ariana pulls a Maroon 5 and has a phoned-in verse from Missy Elliott lasting only 20 seconds. Woo! But other than that, though, I do like this track, though. I like Ariana's hook. But before you go and hit that dislike button, please hear me out. There are positives to this record. There are things I do like. I do think Better Off is a truly sweet song, and I really do like the attempt for a more melodic hook in its song structure. And the vocals are incredible. I stan those. That ending is great. The singles, thankfully, are still solid and hold up pretty well. Some of the better singles in pop this year. Although I would like to go into detail about The Light Is Coming featuring Nicki Minaj, because that's the one I'm really conflicted on. I like part of this track. Ariana's vocals sound truly great in the verses of this track. Sadly, I don't care for Nicki's part, much of the beat, and unfortunately, The Light Is Coming hook gets really stale really fast. Good Night and Go is a solid cut. Nothing really special, but I do want to point out that I do think that song's pretty decent. We gotta shout out my boy Pete Davidson, though. This dude got his own name on Ariana's track. She loves this dude so much. And I love her at the VMAs saying, and I quote, "Pete, thank you for existing." And then also I want to point out the track Get Well Soon, which sounds the most like old Ariana that you're going to get on this record. And I'm not saying she has to sound like the way she used to. I'm not saying that at all. I just wanted to point that out. It's kind of an observation I made. Now, let's discuss the big one. The track everybody has their pants in a bunch about. Breathin'. The song that everybody says is probably their favorite. Now, I like the song. I think, Ariana's hook is very solid vocally. I think the beats, got a little bit of beat to it. I just don't see how this track is much better than the others, but it's decent. Yeah, other than that, though, this album is pretty disappointing. Even the tracks I like, very few I can say I actually love. For an album titled Sweetener, it's pretty much lacking much of the sweetener. This is pretty flavorless. It's more like when you order a sweet tea at the drive-thru and they give you unsweet and you're just like...
How can you drink this drink?
Yeah, the sound, unfortunately, is just gimmicky and bland. Melodically flat, but Ari was still great, so that does take into account to the score. So, overall, what am I giving this album? Oh, unfortunately, it's pretty mediocre, so 5 out of 10. Only a recommendation for, hardcore Ari fans, or even, rap fans. If you're a rap fan and you like rap music, check this out, but... in my opinion, Ari, this is not the sound Ari should go with. This is not the sound I like from Ariana Grande, in my opinion. It's just my opinion, though. If you want me to go kill myself, if you hate me, go tell me down below. But, you know what? That's just the way I am. Not a Charlie Puth reference, but yes, it totally was. Okay, now, thank you all for watching my review of Ariana Grande's new album, Sweetener. Wasn't a fan, sorry. And I really hope next time Ari can deliver a better project, because I feel like she's got it in her. I like a lot of her songs, actually, but this style change, unfortunately, did not work in her favor. Subscribe, like, comment for more. Thank you for watching. I'm out.